Follow us on foodmadeinitaly.eu.
Welcome back to Food with your chef Simona. Today I choose a very special recipe, crepes with cheese and Prague ham. Then flour, vegetable oil, milk and nutmeg, which will be useful for the sauce. Then we have sweet fontina, grated parmesan, sweet provolone, Prague ham, eggs that we will use to prepare our crepes, and a pinch of salt. Let's start cooking. Let's start making the dough for our crepes that they will put in the fridge. Let's start with a little bit of flour that I'm going to sift to avoid creating lumps. 1, 2, 3. The flour should always be sieved, one for the impurities that you could find, and then to find no lumps. Then the eggs, 1, 2. Meanwhile, let's start mixing a bit of flour with eggs. Well. And after a few time, let's start pouring the milk. How to create a very soft, smooth dough? I will put it in the fridge for an hour, so the flour will become harder and we can make the crepes. Add a pinch of salt, just a little, because we have cheese and Prague ham that is slightly smoky, so I don't want to create a salty crepe. Here you see, this is the dough we created as well, very soft. Put a bit of oil, but just a drop. Here it is. Voila! Our compound is ready. Now I'll put it in the fridge for an hour or so the flour thickens and I can start making the crepes. There are no lumps. We are ready. I put in the fridge. See you later. While we put the mixture in the fridge to rest, prepare the sauce. Milk, a pinch of salt and grated nutmeg, a bit, not too much, just to obtain a very strong smell. Here, I'll put it on the fire. We can see the nutmeg on the surface of the milk. We will pour our flour with a pinch of salt, the mixture to create the sauce only when the milk begins to boil slightly, and we see that it will create a crack on the nutmeg. Then we will see the milk and nutmeg that are cracked. I'll make a different white sauce that is light. As you have already seen, I'll put the milk on the stove with a nutmeg and cinnamon, then a first compound. Now put the flour, well, a bit of flour, a pinch of salt, once grated nutmeg, well, a little seed oil instead of butter. We made this creamy sauce. Then you will see that when I go to pour in, the sauce will be created immediately. You see? There are no lumps. It's very smooth. There you go. Now I'll wait for the milk break out and then I'll pour this mixture and the sauce. 2-3 minutes long, it's ready. So we are ready. The sauce is going to break and then I'll start pouring the flour. Here we go. Here we are. We drizzle in. So I recommend it. Turn, continue to turn with the whip so it doesn't stick. Here we are. Our sauce is ready. Fragrant and consistent. You see, it must be a soft white sauce, not thick, not smooth. So we waited an hour. Let's take our compound from the fridge. And now we are going to prepare the crepes. We go to the fire, then non-stick pan, brush, a little seed oil, brush the pan, even the edges. Let it warm up. I recommend it. Meanwhile, you see our compound is uniform and very soft. Then a ladle and a dash. Move well with the pan so you can make the mixture adhere well to the edge. The crepe is ready when the edge starts getting red and the bottom part is already cooked. And then we are going to turn. Then, wait a moment. While we are preparing the crepes, turn the oven to 230 degrees and wait. Our crepes begin to thicken and you see the edge. They begin to come off. We are almost ready. You see, crepes begin to slip on the pan. We are ready to turn it upside down. Here we go. Let's cook it for a few minutes. Then we continue until the end of our compound and then we'll go to fill the crepes. Okay, we are ready now. Voila! The crepe is ready. And now we begin to stuff it. So let's take the Prague ham. I cut it into cubes, not too big, I recommend it. Because I had to put it inside the other cheese too. Then the Prague is ready, sweet provolone. Do you remember? I told you at the beginning of the recipe to take a bit of sweet provolone. We'll pull off the crust. We cut it into cubes. So, okay. Then provolone fontina. We cut it into strips, therefore it melts very quickly. Now we go to baste the crepes. Then we put a little oil in the pan, a spoon of sauce. You only need to cover the pan with a bit of sauce. We'll just put the crepes over here and then we start with the crepes. We take our crepes. So let's start from Prague ham. I put a few in the center, a bit of provolone and a bit of fontina. Close it. So Fill it up well and create a sort of tissue and leave it upside down in our baking dish. We continue with the latest crepes, so a little bit of Prague ham, a bit of sweet provolone and a bit of fontina. We close our crepes
così, così e così.
and leave it in our baking dish.
Così.
Then let's take our sauce. Let's use a spoon to cover the crepes as well. Don't leave it out anything, because now we still have to add the grated cheese over. Here it is. Take the grated parmesan. Let's take a good sprinkling over. Here it is. A little olive oil and ready to go into the oven at 230 degrees for at least 20 minutes. When the top is crispy and red, the crepes are ready. Here they are. Perfect. How they should be, fragrant and hot. Let's serve. Mind not to break it. Here it is. Let it cool down and decorate before serving. 2 tomatoes, one here, another here, 2 slices of Prague ham as well. A little bit of pepper, okay. We ease them on a dish. I cut them in the middle because I want to see that the cheese is melted. Let's taste. It smells delicious, believe me. Very good, really good. A drop of wine. See you the next time. Cheers.
Follow us on foodmadeinitaly.eu.